Hello, this is Keith Williams checking in with you. I told you that I'd give you the good, the bad, the ugly about my life, and having those three components be just a real thing in reality, I've still managed to elevate my life and keep moving forward. And so, my last conversation, I was kind of giving you an overview of my childhood. So I'll just begin with that. And some of you may not get this entire message on this Facebook, but go to my YouTube channel and check that out. So getting back to my life, again, my mother had me at 14, and 18 months later, or 17 months later, she had my brother. Now, we were living in Oakland, California, in this alley, down this alley anyway, and right off the alley was a main street off East 14th Street, not far from the Oakland Coliseum, and there was just a lot of drugs, a lot of gang activity, and just violence in general. And my mother hung out with guys who were physically abusive. And that dude, his name was Earl, actually. Remember, he scarred a brother. But he was physically abusive to her, physically abusive to me, physically abusive to my brother. And one night, they got into it. And as always, we were the subject of the abuse as well. And it was raining, and he left for a minute, and my mom just took me and my brother, and we left and went to a hotel. And it's raining, we're in the hotel. Well, it's a motel. And, you know, like an hour or so later, someone banging on the door. It's this dude. And we're scared as all get out. Mom was held us tight and was having us be quiet. And my mom's thinking, how the heck did he find out about where we were? There's speculations of that, and I'll tell that another day. But anyway, he ended up going away, and then we end up the next day call ourselves running away. We get on a Greyhound bus and we take it to San Jose, California. And we go to this temporary homeless shelter for families. And so we're there for at least a month or so. And this shelter had volunteers who would come in and take kids to do things, take them to the park, take them to a fair, carnival, or a movie. And we had this white couple who would come and get me and my brother. And they would take us to their house. We'd have activities at their house. They would take us to the movies. And it was cool. I mean, you know, we've never had that type of, outings, I guess, or we've never done anything like that. And so after a couple months, I suspect my mother ended up moving in with another lady who was also in there with her kids. We call each other cousins now. I mean, I was like 6, 7 years old, and we moved into a house, and we lived together for, I guess, a year or so, and we consider each other family. And in fact, my cousin Albert was here yesterday or 2 days ago visiting, he was in Florida, and he was driving back through to California and stopped by to see me. So that was kind of nice. So that we were there hanging out doing our life, my mom trying to get her stuff together, and moved us out of that Oakland environment that was just negative, just bad. So after that, my mother ends up getting her own place, and we move into this apartment complex. My mom working at Jack in the Box at the time, and then me and my brother are staying home at night by ourselves because she's working kind of the graveyard, shift at Jack in the Box. And so I had to be a big little man at the time. And so then my mom meets, my stepdad. And to go back about my dad, or to even bring my biological dad, I only saw him twice. And the first time, I don't know, I was probably about 10 or 12. I went to go see him in Reno, Nevada. And then he told me, I'll be coming to your graduation, but never saw him or spoke to him in between that. So he attended my high school graduation. After that, I never saw him or talked to him again. And so my stepdad, Robert, most of you guys, well, my Cali folks know him, met my mom. They ended up getting married, having my younger sister, Renisha. And again, this is all convoluted. My oldest younger sister was born, actually, Letitia. And so it goes me, my brother, and then my mother had Letitia. And so Walter was her dad. So if you think about it, my mom had me at 14, and then the rest of her kids all have different dads. That's a fact. And so, but we were still brothers and sisters regardless. Folks come at you like, well, that's your half sibling, your half brothers. No, that's my brother, that's my sister. Miss me with all that other language. And some people just don't even know that's offensive. But, for the system standpoint, you're half brothers and sisters. But we did that. So my stepdad, Rob, basically came into the picture, and bless his heart, and no offense, but I had already seen a lot, and another male figure in our life, was like, all right, that's cool. I mean, mom's is happy. There's some stability. He ain't hitting on folks, and we made it work. And so that will be chapter 1 of my story. And I just like to say that our experiences shape us. And my life wasn't perfect. There's others who may have had worse upbringings than me, more trauma than me. But at the end of the day, it's how you overcome it. It's baggage for all of us. So stay in the game, like my YouTube page, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace!